Hi, welcome back to Conversations on Couch. So, if you're seeing this face for the very first time, hi, my name is Shruti, and thank you for watching my podcast. And today we are going to talk about my dog. So, if you don't know, I love animals, I love dogs, and I have always loved them. Like, I was initially really scared of dogs, but then I made a friend, and after that, here we are. So I had two dogs, and like one of the dog recently passed away. His name was Dollar, and he was a mixed Pomeranian breed, so he was really aggressive, I would say. And it's not a sad podcast. It is just about him, and yes, he had a really good run because I had him for like 15 plus years. So I think that would be selfish of me to want him to stick around forever because I know that's not gonna happen. But yes, so recently he passed away, and he was, of course, very old, but he was just hanging in there, and there were not much difficulties as such in his lifestyle. He could not hear or see, yes, but he was able to walk and eat and everything. But before like his day came, like 2 days back, he stopped eating and he could not move his legs, and he was, I think, in pain because he was not even, like, I could not even hear his voice. And whenever he needed to pee, that's when he would make some noise, and I would just, like, we would just help him get up. So yes, and I felt it in my heart that it's time, because you just know sometimes. So that did happen, and we were there with him when it happened, so he was not alone. That I think that was my biggest fear. But yes, I'm glad that he was not alone. We were there with him, and he just went away very peacefully, because I think it could have been a lot worse. He could have had multiple or maybe different diseases, or just be in a lot of pain. But I'm really glad that he was not. And the fact that he was 15, like he was 15 and a half years old, which is so cool, like, imagine. And yes, he was just a really sweet boy. He did used to bite a lot, but he was a sweet boy. And in our family only, he have, I think, bitten all of the members except me and my mom. So he have bitten my brother, my grandfather, my dad, even my boyfriend Aniket, and my brother's girlfriend. So only me and my mother were the people who he did not bite. So we got him when I was in second grade. So you can say that I've spent my whole childhood with him. And I remember, so my family gave me a surprise. Like, I went on a summer vacation to my relatives, and my dad came to pick me up, and on our way he told me that we got something for you and you'll be really surprised. And before that, me and my brother always wanted a dog. So my brother is like 7 years older than me. So by the time I was in like first second grade, he did have some senses, because he was like in, I think, sixth seventh class. So yes, and I remember that my brother used to go play in park, and one time he got a puppy from the park, because there were no other puppies, or like there was no mom of the puppy. So we got the puppy and care of him for like a day or two, because I remember my family was really hesitant of the dog. So whenever we enter my home, so we have like a big space of parking, and then uh, the drawing room starts. So what my family did was they made like a shelter from the curtains, and they kept the dog in the parking area, and he ran overnight. But me and my brother till date are really suspicious about that, and we feel that our parents just didn't want him. Anyway, so after 1 year, we got Dollar, and I remember that it was a surprise for me. So when I walked into the room, he was like a really small, fluffy white boy, and he would just run around in my feet. And because he was just only 45 days old, so his teeth were like just growing out, and he would have this urge to just bite everything, so he would just bite my feet, and it was so ticklish at the moment, and it was just really funny. I would just run around the home just to see him walking, because he was really small, he had like small feet. It was really funny to watch him walk, because he was like a mixed Pomerian and he was male. He was very aggressive, like he would not want us to hug him or like hold him, and whenever we used to hold him or like pick him up, he would just bite us. So we never used to do that. And he was like really attached to my mom, because my mom was the one who would like feed him, like give him food. So I think that makes us a lot of sense. And recently, like it's been like only 2 weeks that he's not with us, and sometimes things would just happen, like he's still alive in some way, because we are really habitual to it abhi. So my mom used to like give him food. So we have two dogs, like Bubbles and Dollar. So my mom would just call out Dollar and Bubbles would just follow. So my mom was giving Bubbles food like 2 days back, and she just instantly said Dollar idhar aa, which was like a fun laughing moment we had. But I feel really weird, because like the day it happened, like a day before only, I was thinking that we can put him down, and it might be painful for him and stuff like that, and the next day itself it happened. So I did felt very selfish and weird, but I think I just didn't want him to suffer. I just didn't want him to go through with the pain, because he was old, and of course no one deserves it. So yes. So, a really fun thing about him was, we used to take him to walks, of course, like any other dog. But whenever our door would open, he would just run away. Like he would run away, and if other people saw it, it would feel like we are torturing him, or he's like not at all happy with us. That is why he's running away. But that was not the case. I think it's just in dogs that they want to just roam around without the leash. But the reason that we didn't want him to run away in that way, because there were street dogs, and like usually male dogs fight among each other, and it did happen with him many times. There were like few incidents where he would be bleeding, and we would take him to the hospital. Like in 15 years, I think it has happened like 5 6 times easily. And one time he even had his ear cut off. It was that major fight between the dogs, like जैसे लड़के लड़ते हैं बिल्कुल वैसे ही था ये. So that was one thing we were like really concerned about. So we would really just didn't want him to run away, but I think he wanted that feeling that I'm without leash and I'm the king of the world and stuff like that. So what I'm trying to say is, he would not care about anything else. He If he wanted to just go, if he would see the door open, he would run away. So I think I can take that from him, and I can be a little more key. If I want to do this, I want to do this, and I don't care about anything else in the world. That was very somewhat adventurous. And I also love how he was a foodie. Like I am also a foodie, and I think that it's something that we got from each other. So he was a foodie, he is not at all nakharela. And Bubbles is very nakhareli. He would not have dinner. Like there were times that she would not eat from for days, and we would take him to the doctors, that she might not be well or something like that, and doctors would say that she's just asking for attention, and फिर हम उसको ग्लूकोज चढ़वा के ले आते थे. So Dollar was not at all like that. He used to eat anything and everything. And I remember that whenever we make Maggie, so he would sit across the table, and he would literally have his saliva dropping down his mouth. He was that crazy about Maggie. So we did used to give him like once in a while, because why not? Like even as humans, we know that junk food is not good for us, but we still eat it. So I so why not for dogs? And I remember, so when he was like young, like in, I think past 3 4 years, he has been very on low energy compared to how his personality is. Like he's very energetic and he's very भागने वाला and भौंकने वाला dog. But like last 3 4 years say it has been toned down because his vision just got lost and he could not hear. So that was because I think it was happening. But whenever, like before that, whenever me and my brother used to argument or have a fight, even in fun, so Dollar would just be so protective. He would just jump on my brother to stop him, and sometimes we would just do it for fun to see who Dollar will save. Like if we are fighting, who is he going to save? Like if he is like stopping me, then it means that he loves him more, and if he is stopping him, that it means that he loves me more. So that was very cute. And in most of the like majority, he used to stop my brother, so obviously he loved me more. And I also remember, so bachpan mein we didn't have any phones, right? So we had like a very chotu sa camera. And we went somewhere with Dollar. He was like tabu, I think 2 3 months old only. And he was like really small, like really small. And for some reason bachpan mein he had like really curly hair. Like over the time the hair straightened, I don't know why, but he had like curly hair. And on his body, like on the back he had like a brown mark, and on the ear he had a brown mark. So there were few spots that he naturally had brown hair, like the mark. So I remember like his hair were like really curly, and for some reason it felt like you have sticked his ear on to his head. Like it just didn't look natural to my eyes. Like I still have that image in my head, and I wish I could show you. I had any pictures, but I know that I don't have, because we don't even know where that camera is, because it's like been like 10 15 years. So yes, but it is in my imagination, in my head. It was so cute and funny to watch him walk, or just run away, because his hair would just, I don't know if it makes sense. So yes, that was that. And I think I'm gonna get a tattoo for him, just to have him close to me in some sort of way. I also like have few pictures of him with me, just to have his memory alive. Because again, like I mentioned, he was very aggressive and energetic. So we don't have a lot of pictures together. Like we don't have any pictures together. So I just have few pictures of him. So I'm just gonna have them with me. And one really sweet thing related to it I want to share is, so one of my friend made a portrait of me, and she made like bubbles and dollars on each side. So that was very cute, because I mentioned her that I don't like, it was like 2 3 years back. So I mentioned that I don't have any pictures with like dollar, so she made that is so cute. So I'm gonna try to show it you somewhere here. So that is one picture that I have with him. And I don't know honestly how to have him or keep the memory alive, or I don't know. It's just really hard to lose someone. Like I've spent my whole childhood, like half of my life with him. Like I'll be 23, and he was 15 and a half. It means that I have spent more than half of my life with him. So it's just really weird to not have someone live with you after they have lived with you so many years. Yes, I think we are just still coping with it. It's still very fresh. So let's see if you have any suggestions to make it easy, or any ways that we can cherish his memories. So you can let me know in the comment section below, and that will be really helpful. One thing that I realized, like during his final days, I always wanted to have many dogs, like a lot of dogs. But when this was happening, I felt that I would never want to feel this again. Like I still feel it, but I would never want to like repeatedly feel it for dogs or animals in general. I think that would be really selfish of me, considering there are dogs who need a loving home, who need a shelter, and if someone like me, if I know that I can provide for them, and if I decide to not take care of them just because they'll go one day and it will be hard on me. So I think it's not fair, because it's part of life. It's okay. I have to learn to deal with it. So I've thought that yes, I am gonna foster as many dogs as I can once I have a space, I have a home, I have a stable income, and I try to donate or contribute in any way that I can. Like there are people who feed their community dogs, for example, so I try to contribute in that. So if you're someone who who can contribute in any way financially, or even moral support, like you can just go and take care of the dogs in the NGO or something like that, so that would be really sweet. If you can do that, please do. It is like small part of us giving back to the society, because at the end of the day they don't have anyone else, we have to take care of them. So it yeah, that's it. And yes, if you like this podcast, you know the drill. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. If you have suggestions, you can also let me know in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to make more such videos. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you.